Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for Sam. Thank you so much for that. Again, I apologize for the lateness of these videos. I'm trying to get to them as soon as I can, but thank you for your patience. This is actually the first of three, not just film, but fan film reviews, which is interesting. Nice change of pace, so I appreciate that. And for those who want to request any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free. And I will get to that as soon as I possibly can. I have PayPal or CashApp. Both are linked down in the info box. Feel free to choose either one if you wish to. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for the Blair Witch Odysee fan film. Now, before I start, I'm going to try to upload all three in the same day. Just my thoughts on fan films is I'm kind of schizophrenic on it. There's the one part of me that does find them intriguing. What will what will they do with a property? And the limitation is going to be budget, of course. But the ideas could be there's no limit on it in terms of, well, what story do you want to bring to this topic? What direction or what type of fan fiction? What ideas do you want to do that a studio would say no to, or other stuff? And to hopefully see the passion behind the camera put in front of the camera. Because I do think there's some fan films that are pretty good. Dirty Laundry, the one with Thomas Jane as the Punisher. I did like that one. Batman Dead End is a short one, but it's Batman and the Joker, and then you have the Predator at the end. And it's a very short one, but that was a fun one. Kung Fury, which is his own original property, but that is a fan film, and that was very ambitious. I know for a while they wanted to do a sequel, and then that completely fell apart, but Kung Fury was fun. There's one on Mad Max called Hope and Glory. Pretty good for what they were able to do with a fan film. Like, ambitious. It's a really good looking one too. As much as I hate to admit this, my favorite one is Never Hike Alone. Now, granted, the director I think is an asshole, and at the end of that would be another 10-minute conversation. But yeah, I think Womp Stomp, they're assholes. But Never Hike Alone, the first one, is still my favorite fan film because I thought it was such a simple but cool concept, and I thought the lead guy did a really good job acting, and I thought it handled itself fairly well in terms of pacing. Really liked it. It was nice. It was refreshing. Good looking one. Gotta be honest on that. But with every fan film I've liked, there are some pretty bad ones. There was the Spider-Man one I saw, Lotus. Holy shit balls of fire, was that fucking awful. Even if you get away from the drama that happened during that film, if you want to see Spider-Man mope and cry for like an hour, feel free. And then Guilt Trip a Cancer Kid. Kid, you think you got it bad? Look what I'm going through. I'm like, this kid's got cancer, motherfucker, and you're guilt tripping him. You putting your guilt, what's going on in your life, onto him? This kid's dying of cancer. Let me tell you about my problems. What was that one? There was a Scream fan film. I'm like, I don't know about that. There was a Crow one I saw that was fucking awful. It's not the one that's being made. It was an older one that fucking garbage. So you did really. It's a crapshoot. That's what I'm getting at. Spoiler alert. Of the three, there is one I liked. It has some hiccups, but I did overall like it. And I'm to be honest, it's funny. Actually, that'll be the last one. So as you tell, 5 minutes in, it's not this one. Just I thought this one was fucking horrendous. But at the same time, I'm thankful not only for Sam for being nice and sending a paid request, but I just see why he said, because I'm a Blair Witch Project fan. I love the Blair Witch Project. I still have not seen the Second Sight documentary and stuff because I just haven't had time because of either personal stuff going on, and also I've been very busy with requests. Those come first. They think that's the least I could do. You see, I'm uploading like 3, 4, 5 videos a day, and just because I think that's the least I could do for your guys' generosity. But at least I have it there, and I can't wait to look through it. I love the original film. Not a fan of the sequel. Hate the reboot in 2016. Never played the video game. I've seen a playthrough long ago. Didn't seem like I would like it, but I don't have the game. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll get the game, or maybe someone will send it, or maybe I'll get a request for it. Who knows? And maybe I'll play it, judge it for myself. But I do love the original. I saw that on VHS back in the day when it came out on October of 1999 on VHS. Because it was in theaters in July or so. And had not seen a found footage film before. Was really impressed. Like the 3 actors. It's a simple concept. They're lost in the woods, but I like the lore. The 3 actors felt natural, and that's not easy to do. And you can tell by watching this, that's not easy to do, because these folks were not natural. I know I'm 6 minutes in. We don't talk about the fucking fan film. But there's not much to talk about this fucking fan film. That's why. It's like 90 minutes or so long. And there's not much to talk about, to be honest. Because it was shit. In my opinion. I know I shouldn't be that because it's a fan film. What do you expect? But like I said, there were some good films I liked and I mentioned. But this wasn't one of them. So let's get down to brass tacks here. It starts with this guy, Professor Giles Corey, talking about stuff. He was talking about stuff, but I was not paying attention because whoever had the camera I could hear them breathe. Now maybe it's not that loud, but I could hear someone breathing. Like, I don't know if they... I hope the person's okay, because he was breathing pretty hard. So I was paying more attention to that than what the fuck the guy was saying. And then we go to our main characters. There's 3 of them. There's Sam, the girl who really wants to get this made, which is a documentary on the Blair Witch. The movie. There's Cody, the director. And then they pick up Jason, the sound guy. And they're going to go to Burkittsville. Now, in this fan film universe, the movie came out. They say 2017 they started filming this. And they're going to do this because it's almost the anniversary, 2019, the 20th anniversary of the Blair Witch. At this point, we're creeping up on that. They want to do it. So the movie exists, and I guess the actors were actors, because there's a joke of, Heather, I think she's a pot grower now, marijuana grower now. So the movie was fake, but I guess what it's based on, the legend, was real in this universe. What's weird is the one thing I was interested in, they get picked up, but I guess like a taxi and Uber. The guy drives them up, and it's a guy named Steven. Because he seemed like kind of a cool guy. He's got like a nose ring, and like one half is shaved. So yeah, I know Blair Witch. Yeah, Rustin Parr. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't know if that was real or not. So I don't know, man. Like, he kind of had a fun vibe, and I'm like, can we follow this guy? I kind of want to follow this guy and just have talk about the Blair Witch movie. Let's follow this guy. He's like the most interesting guy, and he's only in here for like a minute or two. But he's got to drop him off, but... Like, can't the movie be about this guy? Can we follow this guy instead? Because that is one of the biggest handicaps that a fan film has, the acting. There's so many fan films out there that the acting is so dog shit. And it's like, god damn, the acting in this, man. A lot of fan films, like the act, like it's a joy when you get good acting in a fan film. And a lot of times, like, just takes me out because it's such amateur theater. And I get it, it's fans, so they're not trained actors. Like, if I did a fan film, I would be shitty in acting because I'm not an actor. So it's kind of hard to be, mean about it. But I would say, like, I don't think they did a good job. Sam especially, I thought was pretty terrible. And that's the problem with a lot of these fanfics, just that the acting, just, you get annoyed by it, or it's just so glaringly obvious that it distracts you from what you're supposed to be seeing. So they go to Burkittsville, and at times it's like trying to be a remake. Like they see the gravesite, the cemetery. They interview people. Do you know about the Blair Witch? Eventually, they go in the woods. One of them goes missing. They go somewhere, and they're back at the same spot hours and hours later, or days and days later. How do we go in a circle? They're in a tent, and there's kids laughing and tents, rustling outside. So it's not all, but there's a lot of stuff that just feels very familiar. Like, hey, we want to do the same thing Blair Witch did. Now it tries to add a couple new elements in it in a way where when they're interviewing people, you tell that the people are hiding a secret. And like they talk to these kids, three of them leave, but one of them stay, even though he says they're not supposed to talk about it. They talk to these three witches, which one of them is called Isis, which I'm like, you sure you want that name as a witch? I mean, if you call yourself that, fine, but you're going to be judged. May not be because of the witch part, but the Isis, like, if you name yourself Isis, you're going to be judged. And they kind of hint that, don't go out there, like, leave her alone, the witch. They talk to one person, because Sam says she has this journal from someone named of Rebecca. And also, apparently there's a descendant of Rustin Parr. But then the names were changed for the movie, so the real guy's name was like Parson. It was like this woman's great uncle. And this is where you can really see the bad acting. Because like Sam, the interviewer, is like, because Rebecca wrote about you. Did you know that? Well, I'm just saying, did you know that? Did you know that they talked about you? It just, and then the way the lady replies as well, like, this is really, really backyard theater acting, man. Which, hell, some of this were probably in some people's backyards. It just, you really have to get the acting right with this kind of thing, because you're not showing stuff like blood, gore, action, other stuff. It's depending on the characters, the acting, and when you don't have that, it becomes... That's why it makes you appreciate the original Blair Witch, and go, no, that acting is actually really good. It's natural. That's one of the reasons I love that film. Because they really did make you look and feel real. They talk to some people. They're in a diner. The Oh, they find out that 6 kids are missing. And then one of them, the mom, she is really annoying. I thought she was the worst actress in the movie, honestly. And she would go on like, you know about my kids. Where's my kids? Where's my kid? And it's like, we don't know what you're talking about. You know. And I'm like, well, first off, lady, if you know what the fuck's going on with the witch, then if you know about that, then you know that they don't know shit. So what the fuck you talking about? Like, you know there's a witch out there. That's where you find out that the townsfolk, they're in on it. They know what's going on, and they're not supposed to talk. They don't like outsiders. The witch don't like outsiders, all that stuff. So you fucking know, so why you bring this shit up? And your acting fucking sucks. And like, you could just show the footage of interviewing the kid and like, look at our footage. We don't. This is what we've been doing. We don't know shit. But she just got on my nerves, man. So they listen to Sam and decide to go out into the woods to try to search for the kid. Now, granted, I'd be like, I don't. Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, if someone asked, like if it was around here and someone asked me, I would feel bad and say no. So I guess I don't know. If I thought there was a witch in the woods, I'd be like, tough shit, you know. Shit happens. You may have to be on your own. And almost immediately, the girl disappears, which I was actually surprised by. I don't know why, but I thought they were going to follow even more. The Blair, okay, it's going to be a guy and a girl. Because there we have, it's 3 people and all this other stuff that seems similar to the original. And since Sam seemed like the lead person, I'm like, okay, they don't, she's, if someone's going missing, it's not going to be her. But it is her. So I was kind of surprised. But also kind of glad, because I think of the 3, she was the weakest, in my opinion, of the actors. I mean, I guess the guy who played the sound guy, Jason, was alright for a fan film. Or at least he was less annoying. And then we're halfway through or so. And it gets so fucking boring. Like this review. It is really fucking boring. Because this is just Blair Witch Project, only even lower budget, lower quality, with no sense of acting, nothing new brought into it. Just, we can't find Sam. Where is she? They wander around. Where is she? They wander around. They start a campfire. They look at the journal. They go, wait a minute, it's empty. It's empty. The journal's empty. What? Yeah, it's empty. There's nothing in there. And then some other paper that apparently she wanted to lead them into the woods. The sound guy says he hears Sam, but Cody, the director, he hears nothing. They find a tent. They sleep in the tent, hear noises, tent shook at night. They leave the tent at day, walk all day, they're back in the same spot. Stuff, again, you've seen in the Blair Witch Project. And this goes on forever and ever and ever. Until finally, they see the girl Sam, and I'm sitting there going, don't you think any of this is suspicious? Because she's barely clothed, and she keeps standing and looking. Then she runs off, goes, help, help. And then when the guy gets to a point, she just stands there and looks, and then runs away. Help me, help me. I'm like, you're not sitting there and going, well, wait a minute, why is this bitch not running towards me? Not walking towards me? How about a handshake, a hug? How's it going? How does your how does anything feel on your body? What's going on? Like, if I see someone who I thought I knew And I'm like, hey, come back here. And they're like, they keep stopping, staring, waiting for me to get towards them. Then they run off. I'm like, okay, something is up. But this guy can't fucking figure it out. So then it leads to they find a bit of a ruins of a building. They go down. The guy goes down some stairs. Cody. He goes around the corner and there's a woman in white. He freaks out. Then when he goes back, it's Sam. Now, for some reason, he pulls out a knife. He's going towards her. He's like, no, no. And I'm like, so it's like he's got the knife out. He's going towards her. Then he's saying no. I'm like, is he being controlled? Is he being possessed? But then if he doesn't remember anything afterward. Because then he finds the sound guy, and the sound guy goes, I gave her Sam. Now we can get out of these woods. So you gave her Sam, then what the fuck did the guy do with the knife? Like, what was that all about then? So, the sound guy has mud all over him. They wander around, they get outside. The cops, who I guess really aren't cops, they go, you did what you wanted? Did you get your film? You can leave now. She's ours now. And they turn and they see Sam in the woods kind of doing, I don't know, the time warp. I don't know what the fuck you doing. Then it just cuts to text going, oh yeah, those two guys, they were arrested for the missing kids. And one kid is an eyewitness. And girl Sam was never found. And I'm sitting there going, what fucking evidence do you have to arrest these folks? The text even says the officers don't recognize these cops. And what evidence are you going to show? There's no evidence of them killing the kid. Okay, a kid says something, but I mean, that's damning the eyewitness. But you need evidence. Like, you gotta find the bodies of the kids, because you don't know if they're if you don't find the bodies, then you don't know if they're dead or missing. You need like actual other evidence. You can look at the video footage and see what the fuck's going on. I mean, apparently you have this footage. That would exonerate them. Get Johnny Cochran, I don't know. It just felt like it came out of nowhere. Like, if in the woods there's stuff like they see the kids, the missing kids, and they seem like they're going to help the kids. Then they turn around, there's blood on them. Like, what's going on? So they see one thing, but the camera captures the other. Kind of like what they did in Blair Witch 2. But also within the found footage. Or like if you actually saw the missing kids there. Or like stuff that worked up to this last text plot point. Maybe that could have made a bit more interesting story than what the fuck we got. All we did was interviewing people badly. Then two guys going in the woods doing jack all and nothing except recreate a couple moments from Blair Witch Project. Like a remake. Then they try to pull this idea, the story at the end. But then it's over and you don't really learn much more about it. Apparently they want to make a second one of this. I'm sitting there going, is there really a cry for more of this? Well, the other two, I guess, went to jail or whatever, so they're not going to be in it. I mean, the characters within the story. Whatever, man. I mean, again, with found footage, like, most of them are low budget, and there's good ones out there. Horror in the High Desert, I liked. There's a second and third one. The third one, I think I like more than the second one. But I think I like the first one more. I mean, there's stuff out there, but it's just... Again, it's a fan film, but I don't think the story was as interesting as they thought it was. If there's a kernel of interest, they didn't really fully capitalize on it. It felt overlong. It felt pretty boring at times, and I thought the second half especially, they did like nothing with the woods. And there's never any moments that were scary or creepy, and yeah. Again, the most memorable thing was a guy with a nose ring. There you go. So, thanks for watching. Take care. And stay tuned, because I have 2 more fan films. One I didn't like and one I did like. But they're connected, because there's one in a sequel. And it will deal with Friday the 13th fan films. So, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's go.